Woohoo! Hello. Yep, here we go. Live. Aha! Without our 5-minute interlude. And I just realized I forgot my music, or our music. Sadly, I won't be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it. I'm gonna go fetch. But Nightbot, or Shining Knight in Armor. I've also been up and running people with a whole horde of one-shots. I have been, hello, lost by a dragon. Bam! What an introduction. Yes. Yeah, everything has been a little bit on the hasty side. I just chucked down some food, so here we go in the evening. Welcome, welcome, people.
Yeah, same food inside. Whoa.
Woo! Yeah, indeed. Let's see.
But yeah, I'm ready. I have the story in front of me. You have your, like your paint. I'm searching the word.
Artistic program.
Yeah, but I was going more on the traditional, like you have the canvas. Canvas ready. Thank you. That was what I was searching for.
That was the word.
Mm-hmm.
Goodies. I'm gonna go grab my glove. Boom. Oh, I have my tea. So everything is splendid, and you know, you guys, I drink my tea with lots of milk and sugar, whereas I drink my coffee black. A wooden shield can't be a moon shield. It can be a moon shield. It can. It can, Lost Fire Dragon.
Yes. So, but let's start about what we're going to do today, because maybe that's a little bit helpful about giving us ideas. We are going into the next room.
Yes.
This room in particular is called Bane's Altar, for if you're searching in the Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. It's room number 12 in the Dungeon of the Dead Tree. And in that room there are a lot of people. And we're gonna draw at least one of them tonight, or at least as far as we can come with her. Because he's a very interesting character and he has a lot of things with her. So, how the area is described is that the eastern part of this room is unlit, flooded, and braced with floor-to-ceiling wooden beams. Rough-hewn steps rise out of the muddy water to the western portion of this room, which is dry and lit by 2 torches in sconces that flank a stone altar. Shackled to the wall behind the altar is a sickly man in a loincloth with a burlap sack over his head. An alcove to the north wall contains a freestanding suit of plate armor missing its
General
belt.
Kenobi. I'm sorry. Someone help
somebody's
me.
in, yeah. Blizzard Fox is there.
Welcome, Blizzard Fox. Hello.
Standing before the altar are 2 grim figures, a powerful built woman clutching a mace, and an even bigger man wearing a bucket helm. The helmed man is jabbing the prisoner with a spear, causing him to twitch. Both figures are clad in chainmail, and the woman carries a wooden shield with a luring skull painted on it. So that's a description that a DM can give to any character who's playing, going into the room playing this adventure. So one of the armored figures is Kazzira.
Kazzira. The Fist of Bane.
Yes. She is a low-ranking cultist of Bane, which I'm going into depth a little bit later. She is watching the other individual that we're gonna talk about next stream probably, watching torturing the prisoners. So she's like, as it's Bane is like the god of tyranny. This is her thing. She has power over a lower ranking person who is not important maybe for her. And yeah, she's enjoying her thing. She knows her place because the other individual is apparently a little bit higher ranking than her, and we will talk about that coming one probably. But yeah. Okay, so if you're going into the room, probably what's going to happen is there either going to be an attack going on because they love hurting people. And they think they have the higher ground, literally because they are like standing on the higher part of the room. So if they're like attacking you, they prefer to remain on the dry ground area.
Yeah, and into the room, I'm just gonna ignore the environment for today. I'm just gonna focus on some character silhouettes and get Kazzira done. Though we love hearing the story behind it all, so you guys know why I'm just not focusing on the environment.
Yeah, maybe if we decide after all making the characters and everything there, we still want to do an environment art piece, we can use already what we are building, but that's for a later decision. What can help in making all this is that the skull on Kazzira's shield has been painted in flesh blood. That's also already on your screen to watch. We already gave some prompts to each other so that we know what we're working with. Let's see. Kazzira is female and she's human. What kind of human? There is a lot of there in the world, so we can play with that a little bit, depending on culture and yeah. Maybe
I love
even
the music that is playing is really fitting Kazzira's theme. Like, I know you can't hear it, but maybe when you listen back to this.
Oh yeah, definitely going to check that out then. It's fitting.
As for me, I am really fiddling with the brushes that I have because I haven't used our beloved paints from Studio for quite some time again. And I'm just trying to find a brush that I like. I want.
Yeah, maybe it's useful for people who are watching because you're taking a different approach to these characters than we did in streams before.
A little bit.
Yes, why this approach and for which kind of project does this work very well?
Well, it works for an abundance of game studios. Not what I'm doing right now because I'm just running my brushes at the moment and getting into the mood of drawing. But silhouettes in general work. Very strong silhouettes work for game studios, and to have a selection of poses to choose from. And it generally makes it easier to get flow into character art going, along with having something to show for. Yeah, so for the people who fancy themselves working for a game studio, that sort of stuff. And
if you are drawing silhouettes, what are the most important things to think about?
Most important things to think about? The right brush is going through my mind right now. No joke.
Understandable.
You know, until you get that right brush going, as you can see here, I have a couple of shades going on. Like, oh hey, I like this. I like where this brush is going, and I want this very strong pose. So just you know, exploring a bit. I'm very paintery and clay-ish with my drawings. I like to build in clay and change as I go, use my gummy. But then again, I am very layered in terms of drawing, just you know, doing a thing.
Yeah. Lost Fire Dragon said something in the chat. Is it also for you important to already think about shape language while you are drawing silhouettes, or is that for later on?
No, that's the basics. Actually, that's where you start shape language. Like, I have a square, and my brush is not connecting. Hello, brush. Ooh. Oh, I have an issue. Oh no. Oh, this is so sad. This happens so like once in the 2-3 months that I stream, or at least hopefully not during a stream, is where my tablet disconnects my mouse, my pen from my actual tablet, and then I have the mouse. So it doesn't want to, yep, it doesn't recognize this extension as part of the computer, so I have to show you guys something else really lovely. Well, we're gonna continue with chat, and hopefully I can fix it, because I'll have to turn this tablet on and off again, like IT issues.
Okay, yeah. So,
yeah.
Well, so about shape language. So you, like while building like silhouettes, you're definitely thinking about those.
Oh, absolutely. I'll think about my silhouettes. And yeah, that's kind of the basics, like round circles, triangles. And personally, when I start doing the whole artsy pot thing, I'm also maybe not the best sample in the shape language that you have to, you start at the basics, do a thing. I can be very ignorant toward them. Because sometimes I just want to draw these fluent organic lines and see where things trend. So yeah, I can switch actually, but yes, yeah, maybe I should for the demonstration's sake. Let me go save this file right over here and see if I can run the other program. It's called Clip Studio's Paint. Maybe that one
do
wants to
love
work.
the like in between, like be right back going there.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, we're still here, bellies, but and yes, audio is still working. People can hear me. Wowzers.
At least I can hear you. If somebody else can't hear two people talking to each other, let us know, because then one of us is not like, talking to himself.
Oh, we had that once going on, didn't we?
Yeah, that still keeps up every time in like in my mind if we're having troubles.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank Bayama for doing this correctly. There we go. I just turned off Paint Some Studio because it ran my tablet into mayhem. It does that sometimes, and fear not, here's a trusty horse called Clip Studio Paint for me. Why not Photoshop, Adobe, anything? It's too expensive, I can't afford it. Oh no, I do love their programs, but sometimes I feel like I should be drawing in programs that are meant for artists. And
NANI?
Yeah, nani? Indeed, it is true. And I know that during study in college, you might be prompted to go use like Photoshop and all of that. And yes, it's good because the major studios will be, asking you to be capable of running along with that program or doing something with it. That's the thing. So it's good to know them. It's good to know how to work with them. It doesn't hurt exploring your horizon a little bit. It's like, see what's best. And some people use oral paint, I believe it's called. I did try that one out once in a blue moon. Then at the moment when I tried it, it's about, I think, a decade ago. Ooh, I sound old. I didn't like the interface. It's like that can be a thing too.
Yeah, it's definitely a preference thing. Yeah, and indeed, what you're talking about, like in college, you are like maybe indeed said like, oh, use Photoshop, but then you have like the discount on Photoshop. Now, if you're out of college, Photoshop is so fucking expensive.
Yes, and if you're between jobs or gigs, you don't have money, and you feel like you should be, I'm gonna advise the young starting artists, grab a program that's affordable that you only have to pay for once. And I did click on not branded, so I'm not advertising here. I'm just giving suggestions and advice. No. So I'm not advertising program A or B, which one is the best. No, just look at your wallet.
Yes.
What is affordable and what works best. And some people even use GIMP, and that should be fine. So the tool doesn't define the artist. And neither does the brush.
I've once read a story about someone who did these beautiful paintings in Paint itself, like Paint,
Microsoft Paint.
Like, oh my god, like I think that would be a nightmare. But he did it, but then like he came for like the story that I read about it is he went to for a job interview, and they like the question they asked him firsthand is, why did you draw this with Paint and not with a program that made it so much easier for you?
Because he could.
Yeah, because he could. He liked the challenge of it. So it's definitely a preference for everybody. If you want to draw in Paint, go draw in Paint. But if you don't want to brown paint, but want something affordable, you can definitely choose Clip Art Studio. If you want to go for a program that maybe has a little bit more options, but also more expensive, go for Photoshop, that kind of tough stuff. But yeah. So, but that's enough about like the programs and stuff. Back to Kazzira. Kazzira. I still keep pronouncing her name wrong. Kazzira. I think it is. Do you think it's like double Z sound? I don't.
Kazzira! That's how I think of her names, like barbarian. I don't know why.
Yes, definitely.
And when I think of her, I just think and imagine a Dragon Ball Z character shouting her name angrily, like, "It's over 9,000 Kazzira!"
Yeah. Yes, you definitely have a powerful name. I'm very wondered, like, they sometimes give suggestions about like names for humans if you're coming from this culture of like from this location, and
it's over 9,000.
I'm wondering
Yes!
if they had something about it. What?
Continue,
Oh,
please continue.
Nice.
Yes, I had it installed. Oh, wonderful.
Nice. Nice that somebody used it as well. Woo.
I noticed the effort.
But yeah, so I'm very curious about like if they, when they come up with this name, already thought about like a culture there, or like a place that she come from. Because yes, she's coming, like she's living now at Baldur's Gate. It's where this all is happening. But Baldur's Gate is like this big, like hump of cultures from everywhere. You're going. It's like it's a port as well, so the harbor, so you can go out of sea and come here. But there also is a very nice routes, like routes to go here, so it could be from everywhere.
Yeah, it could be many things.
But yeah, it's not there, so maybe we can find like somewhere where she's coming from, or she is like born and raised in Baldur's Gate, because that can help maybe with the design, at least like for like the skin colors and hair, because some places do have, like for example Chult, do have a very recognizable visual aspects.
Alright. As for Kazzira, I want her to have this very strong, maybe a bit more masculine upper body, while being very feminine on the lower half, so I'm considering giving her high heels.
Ooh, actually I do like it. I think that will work. I actually think that will still, yeah, give her feminine, but still, like, if she has the right stance for it, you definitely have still this powerful, like, build on her. As a real follower of Bane.
And as for the studies, the life studies, the animation studies of Disney are a very good sample of exaggerating your pose and all of that sort of hub. So, and you can find those PDF files online for free. It's a hard find sometimes, but you can find them, and they're there to study upon for all who want to study either animation, or in general, it's just a recommendation to go study upon those if you want to get more dynamic poses out there. And this one is still very static according to just my personal feelings. I'm just, you know, continuing on, getting into the grub of drawing. Been a bit.
I actually see, and I'm wondering about that. You're using like gray and black combined. Yeah. Do you do that on a purpose?
Yeah. Otherwise, I would not be doing it. I'm using it to make a difference between the spots that I want highlighted later on, and just to see how it feels or looks like, have a little bit of more, you know, depth going in there as I'm flashing things out. So, and I really like this pose over here, so I'm gonna go gem and make some more of these. Copy, flip, flip, wait, we can connect those, turn it off, and copy pasta. Right over here. I'm gonna go use some red lines. A little bit more. Because there's some clear things. As for the hips, I want them to do this. This is a little bit drastic, and you also have to keep in mind, like, where does the spine go? Like, does she have normal spine, or is there something, you know, going on over there? So those are kind of things that to keep in mind.
Nice.
Think of how things
we were
go.
talking about that she was wearing chainmail. I don't know if that's important for her movement and her stance.
Oh, definitely. I mean, chainmail can be very flowy and feel and fall over the body. So I would still say I'd want the outline of the body, like where do things go, so I can adjust the chainmail to it later on.
Ah, nice. Yeah. So I sometimes get confused about the armor and how it looks like. For the people who are listening, can you all maybe give a description of chainmail or
chainmail? Well,
yes.
I think the better description is drawings. Like you have a circle of matto attached to another circle of matto, and another one, and those interlace with each other. Whoops, sorry, went the wrong way about. And it continues on. However, most people, and I am not most people, have a brush set up for this particular meticulous task. As for me, when I have to draw chainmail, up until I have yet to make this brush, I've been a little bit on the shortage of time and, you know, not spending it on making chainmail brushes. I've just been making illusions of, oh hey, this is supposed to be chainmail, look at that, ooh, chainmail. And then I use some shinies to exaggerate some points where I want light to fall down. I'm like, oh, does it look like chainmail? If I squint my eyes, yeah, done.
Yeah, it's concept art that we are making, so that would be enough.
If I were to make detailed art, then heck yeah, then we'd be having a different chat.
And it's still a possibility if we're going into like maybe the holidays and stuff, if we're gonna do special days and special streams, then maybe we're gonna do a detailed. We talked about it before. I've done it once, I believe, that we brought some art back to like more detail and bring the more detail in there. Yeah, still ideas in there. So, for the followers of Bane, cultist, we talked about that C is definitely a lower ranking. So, but what are the higher rankings then? So, like most of it, there are like, for now, at least 3 levels that you can become. Like, first we have the Fist of Bane, that C is. Above that we have the Iron Consul. And on top we have the Black Gauntlet of Bane. Why it is like those steps, because maybe I have to translate the word console and I will know it, but like you have the fist and the gauntlet, which I think are understandable. But why console? Let me see.
Oh, I can hear your I think either phone or something, like flip flip flip, like the little buttons.
Yes, clicking. Sorry about that. Indeed,
oh, don't worry about it. I just like these sounds that like comforting to me.
Okay. I don't know why it's console, because console for me just translate about like the like part of the government in another foreign city, that kind. So so I don't know why it's connected like the fist and the gauntlet. There was like something going on, but apparently in between, I don't know. But yeah, so lower ones, we have the Fist of Bane. What do they get?
I'm not sure.
So first of all, cultists of Bane are warriors who wear heavy armor and wield either maces, swords, spears, or crossbows. They mostly paint the right gauntlet of, like, right gauntlet of Bane like to symbolize his symbol somewhere on his armor, or in this case, on the shield. And if they are going more to the cleric side of it, they wield black maces with heads shaped to look like a closed fist. Actually, I think that weapon is pretty cool, though. Imagine a mace that is just a closed fist and you're hitting somebody with it.
It's pretty painful. I mean, some stuff can be real spiky and real sharp. Or blunt if you want to have the suffering to last longer. Really depends on the preferences.
Yeah.
In case of Bane, I am unsure. Maybe there's like pins attached to it. I have no clue. So at the moment I'm just figuring out every bit of stuff.
So,
I do want a shield. How do I add the shield? So I'm just thinking about it. But do continue to tell us more about these amazing stats and all of the things she may have.
Yeah. So for Bane, because he is the god of tyranny, his followers are really strict to like the hierarchies that they are in. So the lower ranks are the Fist of Banes. They are mostly foot soldiers who obey all orders without hesitation. So I am not sure if they would command each other to like jump off a bridge, but if she's getting the command, she will do it. Like that's like the hierarchy, the tyranny that's in there. But they also, like the higher ones, know that that's not useful for them. But to give an example,
maybe have real camaraderie, like their real, like their team building is extreme. It's like they do about everything together. Like, I want to go to a pub. Everybody going to the pub. Well, tavern in this case.
Yeah, I actually think that could be one of the cases. There are like hierarchies. So if somebody is suggesting one,
like,
definitely in higher ranking. So should we drink? Then yes, you are going to drink because a higher one is asking you.
Yeah. So and I think if one of them drinks, everybody is drinking, and if none of them drinks, none of them are drinking. They have a very strong sense of team player. Which could work to their advantage, but also disadvantage for people who know how to cast mayhem among those situations. And there are some players that I've hosted for that are quite well at casting chaos, and I love those players, I have to admit, because there are certain NPCs that I set up in my games that are incapable of dealing with it. They run organized, they're really tactic, but the minute their organization falls into chaos, like the leader is dead and they're not getting commands, they panic. So it really gives it a way for players who play on a strategic level.
Yeah, this. I don't know what
depends on your group, though.
If you're going on, yeah, if you are going to take the highest one away from this organization, because it is. Like in this case, the highest one from the organization is Bane itself, but
yeah, that one's Bane itself. But imagine that you have like a party that is coming at your party, and it consists of like 3 people, and one of those people is yapping commands like wah 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 wah, and all those 3 are just plain followers. So if you have X mark the one that is yapping commands, these 3 dimwits will be boinking up against each other because they do not know directly what to do, so they might miss their shots or have a round of disadvantage until they pick themselves up again, and the second one begins to yap commands. So, whoop! You kind of drive chaos into the game.
Actually, that is a sort of function that they get, like the higher rankings of the Fist, like the Cultist of Bane. In this case, the Iron Consult and then the Black Council of Bane. They get an I see only with the Iron Consult. But so the Iron Consult gets a feature that's called Voice of Command, and that said the Iron Consult selects up to 2 allies within 90 feet of it that can hear its command. Each ally can immediately use its reaction to make 1 melee attack. So it's like a little bit on the other side. So you're saying like if the higher one falls away, the lower ranks will like give it the disadvantage because you don't know what to do.
Something
this one
like
is on the other side of the spectrum. So if they have a higher ranking there, they can give commands, and then like
could
stuff
be
happens.
or the sending the goons, and often, more often than not in D&D, that means sending stormtroopers at the party. Not always. Sometimes these goons are far more cunning than players estimate, so they underestimate the goons. But yeah, most often goons, and if you can recognize these goons, because you know stats are a bit low, so they often miss rather than hit the party. It's easy brawl, easy time. Depending on the party, I'd say.
Yeah, it really depends on the party.
I'm reading a chat. We have someone new here. Gift of Gabby Win. Hi. So Gift of Gabby, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Doing well indeed. And I hope you're doing well too, RedOneArt.
Yes, we finally get to talk about Dungeons and Dragons again, so I'm always happy about that.
And I'd also like to ask Gift of Gabby 1, how are you doing? I hope you're doing good too.
Yeah.
Let us know. I'm just drawing a helmet. Is she wearing a helmet?
It doesn't say so, so we can...
Yes.
Like the other one, they specifically said it's a helmet, like a bucket helmet. This case, the woman, it's nothing mentioned. But also, yes, we can do that.
A bucket helmet. Like a literal
bucket. But that's for the... I don't think so. I think it's just like a bucket helm, but...
Yeah, no, I kind of do know the stereotype bucket helm actually. But I'm just gonna make my layers safe over here. I'm just flip, smush these together as we go, because I find a pose that I like. That layer safe. Yes, I did. Gonna go delete this one over here. Good.
Oh, Lost Fire Dragon also said, could you maybe try the Valkyrie hat thingy?
No, I don't want to. No, I know what you mean, Lost Fire Dragon, the Valkyrie hat, and usually I would say yes, but a Valkyrie in my head, or and correct me if I'm wrong on this one, I think they're the good guys, and we're trying to draw bad guys. And I don't want to give you the idea that you're up against, oh, I'm going to Valhalla, kiss me, hug me, waifu, bam, you're dead. Now, I want her to be intimidating enough to see when you step into the room, like, oh no, I gotta crawl away to a corner, she's gonna hit me.
Yeah.
As for Gift of Gabby?
Yeah. Nice that you're feeling well. You are also working on concept art.
Nice. Wow, I'm so curious. If you're in our Discord, please send by anything in the art channel, because I am so curious. It sounds so nice.
Yeah, we have a Discord for if you don't know, and there's like a tab in there, like your art, and you can share it. And like everybody is sharing art what we're working on, so.
Alright, there's certain stereotypes of the bucket helmet, but I think the one that people are quite familiar with, I'm just gonna grab the stereotype over here. And people may be laughing in chat, I hope you are. First image, the best image from internet. Bucket helm. I love a bucket helm.
Oh, yes, yeah.
There's many a bucket helms, and they make me laugh. Also, good to know, random subject, speaking of random things that I like, I had a lovely conversation with my partner about house and about a boathouse. He doesn't like living on a boathouse. And then he said, like, if you are familiar with scrapping barnacles from a boat, you stick them on the house and remove them after a couple of days, which gave me the idea, like, how about I stick fake barnacles on the house and pretend our house is a boat? Ha! Some of the stupidest ideas that I have on my mind.
For you.
Like, why would you do this? Like, no reason.
Because it's fun and you can just do it.
I just want to have fun.
But we don't, like, for this character, it's nice to know we don't specifically have to do the bucket helm that's specifically mentioned for the man, but doesn't have to be for the woman. Depends on if you like it or not.
I love it. We need bucket helmet lady.
We're getting hard bucket helm as well. Yes.
Bucket helm lady. Wait. Make that.
Actually, I think it will, like, depending on how we are doing it, could really help for intimidation.
what if it put a wicked crown of thorns on it, made from steel?
Ooh, yeah.
I have to figure that one out. Now, I am mentioning this, and this is mixturing in the Valkyrie ID that Dustfire Dragon gave earlier, but then turned evil.
Twisting it. Yes.
So, yes, we do have helmet decoration. Yes. A good helmet.
So, yeah, you talk about, like, hitting other people, like, she's hitting definitely.
Hard hitter.
It's also really
Heavy
hard
hitter.
to hit her. See, together with her chainmail and her shield, she has an armor class of 18, which is quite high for a
Like,
level 1, level
yeah.
2 party.
So maybe you can hit her, but it's like bing, hitting metal and clashing.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice. I'm using something lighter over here. Just reminding myself of the battle maidens from, you know, once upon a time, medieval times. Or at least the battle men, the knights, who were wearing chainmail right over here. It's like these neck decorations, and I'm just gonna go wild. I'm doing a thing. Then why have you not made a brush for chainmail? I've been drawing a whole lot of chainmail recently. Also in my off time, I keep on ending and doing this for some reason, but yeah, maybe. I can also download chainmail brushes. How about them? How about them apples? That's fast. I haven't done it. Yes.
Is there not like a really nice brush that maybe we have to find it after the screen, but maybe there is already somebody who has a pretty nice brush of chainmail.
I'm pretty sure there is actually. I just haven't. There's also a lovely chain brush, but the thing is, if I'm drawing chains, I just love drawing chains. Like, yay! Like I get to draw these squares and this interlopes right over there. And I get to twist it, like, oh, going this way and that way. I want the chains in here in this picture. This is random, I know. I want them here on the edge, right over there. Like, here we have a circle. Interlope. It's like if she's not hitting you with that baton, she's gonna hit you with the change and these change. If you remember old folks people, sometimes they have these fences that have chains on them, at least in the Netherlands, and they have spikes. They look very daunting. Think this way. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe having more chains right over here instead of a cape, she's wearing chains. Like just showing how heavy metal she is. Like very strong, intimidating woman.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give her chainmail right over here as well. The thing is that I do disagree on with probably a lot of people is booby armor. No. I do not think of it as practical. I think of it as a weak point. Yes, I do know that the Rome people, the people of Rome, in some of their era, not all of it. I mean, I can't judge people for 2,000 years. That's what I think, or 1,000 years. Sorry. Had the fancy armor. And it was, if you had one critical hit against it, it would collapse. Yes, that's the thing. For both male and female, they have this. But I don't want it.
Yeah, why?
I want practical
That's
armor.
So
if her armor class is 18, I want practical armor. I'm gonna just spell it out. Practical armor.
Yeah, see, that's a higher... But that's also because of the shield.
Yeah.
But she has a higher armor class than her higher ups. Maybe the higher ups just become like cocky and said like, I don't need my shield anymore.
And she was like, oh, give me shield.
Yeah. If I am going to stand into battle, I will do it as practical as best as I can.
Yeah, maybe she's Lady Practical. And that's why she is difficult to defeat. Or at least a worthy foe to stand against.
Yes, she definitely is. Like, she has armor class 18. Because in this dungeon you're level 2, maybe level 3 if you did a side quest before. But yeah, so armor class 18, hit points are 22, which is maybe not much, but you still have to get like to 22. You first have to hit her.
Yeah.
Her strength is definitely her highest stat with a 16. After that, her constitution with a 13, and then it's all 11s and 10s. Because of Bane, and she has the hierarchy going on. Probably it's also because of a protection of Bane, but she and also the higher ups are immune for the frightened condition, so they can't be frightened by you. Maybe because they are that like the higher ups are that
Dent-proof?
Intimidated. But that they're just like that high up that they're intimidating enough that nothing scares them anymore. Like, we have seen shit. We are not gonna be impressed if you're coming in, running into the room and trying to frighten me. It's not going to work.
Wow.
And where... Like, parts that they lack in that, like, for example, the followers of Merkel are better in, like, intelligence and wisdom.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of wizards.
Yes, wizards and, like...
nerds.
Clerics. These ones are really warriors. There are some clerics in there. They're probably going to the war cleric side. But this one is really going to the warrior side. There are rankings there. We want to see an army that can see people, like, being scared. So that makes sense that her passive perception is only 11, because, you know, she's a lower wisdom kind of
She doesn't care. She just buggers in and buggers through. I think, like, this shoulder piece having some chains, and I found my chain brush. Woohoo, thank you. Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, that would be bad. Oh, she's already looking diabolical. And going for a chat. No booby. Lost Fire Dragon agrees.
Yeah, no booyah indeed.
No. Let me scroll up a bit. Oh, we have Bayama. Welcome, Bayama. And
yeah, he made his like his stealth check and stealthed it into.
Yeah, that was, but I still got you. Taking a sip of my tea. Making a lovely lay over here. Just gonna go lay it safe and get rid of some of the notes that I scribbled on. Bloop. Oh.
Bayama said that he was there from the start. So.
Aha, that's indeed it's stealthy. But in my mind, you were always there, buddy. You're always there. If you're better or not, you're actually there. You're always there. That's how I imagine Bayama. This could be a thing too. Like, having this pikey ball right over there attached to this change to hit people there. Because, you know, in the lane of pain. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, it's a little bit of a Sauron theme. Lost Fire Dragon. I like that. I like Lord of the Rings a lot.
But Lord of the Rings is awesome, so nobody can judge with that.
No, they shan't. And then again, when I said nerd earlier, that would be me. I am a nerd, and I know it.
Everybody
I like Star Trek.
Watching this stream with pleasure. There, probably.
Yeah. Oh man, there were quite a few things. Maybe a little pikey over here. Pikey armor.
Yeah, I mean, she can use her armor also to inflict pain.
Yeah, she can give you a knee up, and that's gonna be ouch in more than one way. Or, you know, shoulder bump with some pikes on here. But I want these to be classic pikes, not the emo slash goth pikes. If people remember that era, because I do. I was on the goth side of things. So yes, I probably back in the day wore some of these spiky belts too, because I thought they were awesome. And I still think they're awesome, just not for this picture.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Sansji, I don't know if we're gonna use it, but she does, in her like stat block, not really in her description, but in her stat block, it says that she has a longbow. But I don't know if that will really fit with her wall art.
Hold up. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim. Maybe that helps. And for some reason I think of this ebony bow. I know. Maybe people can't be laughing in chat like, I don't know what I'm talking about, or not. Then I suggest go play Skyrim, it's very relaxing. Nice.
Or watch Sansji doing it, because she's also streaming it sometimes, so...
Sometimes when I feel like it and I have no time to rush into some artsy-fartsy things. Also in the news, upcoming Friday I'm supposed to be streaming, but I got work, so that won't be happening.
Oh, you work on Friday?
Just this one Friday. It's not supposed to be a thing that they're supposed to be hollering me over for the Friday. They do try a lot, and yeah, I have my appointments. I have other appointments than streaming as well, but yeah, Friday is always one of my busy days, and I have to make a schedule. Hold up. How did it work again? Spikes. Gotta get rid of this. Cut and twist as I want to. Scale and rotate. Longbow, you say?
Yeah, longbow.
Ah, sweet.
I think she prefers to go for a melee weapon, as she has a +5 to hit with those, and with longbow she only has a +2 to hit. Probably because she misses the like +3 extra from the strength that she has, and she doesn't have that in dexterity.
She may not be a ranger, but I do like the idea of her having a bow. Get my drift.
Yeah, it's getting like if she's standing there with all sorts kind of weapons, she's getting over way more intimidating.
Yeah, it's like this would be one hell of a boss to be stalking and following the party, like for pursuing. Imagine this, hunting after your party, after you, and every time you get near you hear these rattling chains, like, oh no, there she is again, and you start being jumpy and you gotta go, and you know that you gotta go, because at level 1 you're probably not gonna be able to defeat her. You have to be level 2 and then at a minimum of like 4 people. Imagine being level 1 and then being a party of 3. You run boy. I would. Well, yes. Depends on my character. I have stupid characters in my collection.
I have, you know.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do. Like, hey, I've never seen or met orcs before. Hello, Angelusco. Like, oh no, what did you do? Yeah.
Oh, smart. Like that part, the party will remember that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Or at least I do.
Yeah, same. I'm not gonna forget that one. That was in the moment. That was random.
Yeah, the DM looking at how, like, I was looking at how many orcs are there in the tent, and there is an ogre in there. Ooh, you're in trouble.
Yeah, like, why you do this? Well.
But luckily, we stopped somewhere in the battle because the session ended, and the session later on we had some secret help, which was very lucky. It was a fun moment.
Yeah, that was a fun moment. There was a fun moment to have some help as well from outside the party. As for the character that I was playing, he was certainly convinced that he could have a friendly conversation with these badass looking people. Because why not? Yeah.
he found out that most orcs don't like to talk.
They
or at
just
least
like to
not
fight.
with their mouth, but their fists, they do.
Yeah, they have a different language. It's called fighting.
Yeah.
The punch. Punch before brunch.
So for you, by the way, the symbol of Bane is very easy. It's just like the blood, like, you know, have you seen Pietje Bel? Like from
No?
Do you?
No?
Oh, there they had like this, like the hand, and they just painted it black, and then just like with paint, and they just, when it's still wet, they just place their hand on stuff to say like, here's a black hand.
Oh, that makes me
kind
think of
like,
Uri from Sauron. I mean, oh, oops, what am I doing?
Yes, but they do it with white paint. But yes,
white
that
paint?
is
Oh,
literally the
hold up.
symbol of Bane. It's just a black hand.
Oh wait, it's black? I thought white.
Yeah, from like in your, like what you described in Lord of the Rings, it's white paint.
Yeah.
But for like for Bane, it's a black, and that's why the higher ranking is called the Black Gauntlet of Bane.
Ah,
Because of
yeah.
that.
Get it.
For Kazzira,
Kazzira!
see. Oh yes, sorry, guys. Stop. I don't know why that's keeping wrong in my head.
You have to
but
channel your inner Super Saiyan, and then you mention the name.
Kazzira.
Yes, indeed. Yes, you can do it. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, next to like having like the symbol Bane on her, she also has, and I don't know where this like that is from, but she has this skull painted on her shield that's painted in flesh blood. I don't know which symbol for her that is. Maybe that's her personal symbol that she likes.
Oh, is it like a skull that comes out of there? It's like
No, she just painted with blood a skull on her shield, on her wooden shield.
Oh yeah, it's wooden. Whoops, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'll fix that later on. It's just like, let's pretend it's blood right up here.
Maybe it's a combination of like wood and metal.
Maybe she just broke off a good chunk of wood from a tree, and then that's a shield. And then she smeared blood all over it. It's like an unfinished shield pot that she just claimed to be shield. That's how brutal she is, like pure bark and stuff. That would look metal though. Like you have some chunks over here as well. Some over here. It's a wooden shield, it's not meant to be round. It could be like we have, whoops.
Yeah.
Now if you have the shield right over here, like earlier I heard half moon, like maybe it has a bit of a chunk right over here. I love drawing bark, by the way, and I'm not gonna pay too much attention to this, perhaps later on, because we're getting near our closing time.
Oh yeah, it's getting fun.
Yeah, time flies by when you're having fun. And she and her metal head thought like, I am drawing a skull. Bloop, 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 with blood.
Yes. You're poking someone with a spear. There's enough blood in the room here for painting. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
for indeed to us, we are coming to your closure. The last thing that I'm going to say about her stat block is that she has a feature that's called Tactical Discipline, which gives her advantage on all ability checks and saving throws made during battle. So it's not always, so if you're just talking with her, she doesn't have a advantage on their insight against your deception, for example.
Should she have disadvantage on insight because she talks with her fists rather than her words? Like, I don't understand you. Like, I don't even want to listen, I just want to fight. I imagine this lady to be so brutal. It's like the relentless huntress. Like,
yeah,
she's
as
not
I
gonna
am
go
looking
quit.
at her stats, she definitely, she's like strength and constitution. She can take a hit and she'll give you a hit, quite a good hit.
I think the only way she's gonna have respect for you or some sort of appreciation is in battle, and if you manage to hit her hard. And break a bone or something. Yeah. Otherwise it's gonna be nope.
And we had something like a little bit in the beginning about like Viking. I think she also has the Viking mentality that she prefers to die in battle. Like, she is going for there. She's talking with her fist.
Yeah, that's the thing. She may not be a Valkyrie, but she's definitely going to Valhalla.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I think that last feature also suggests a little bit what we were talking about, like the barbarian kind of thing. Because when a barbarian is like raging, for example, they can't be charmed or frightened or.
Yep. Yeah. She's definitely a barbarian. She's a barb.
Maybe she doesn't have a rage and she doesn't have like all the immunities while she's fighting, but she definitely already has the frightened immunity. So. That's already set, and for the rest, for being charmed or being like other things, she has the saving throw advantage.
Yeah, she knows.
Even if you want to charm her, sorry,
Have
but
fun.
maybe you won't success.
No, she's not. She's not listening. She's not paying attention. She's just like, you know, I want to smash, and she's gonna splish splash. Like to try and get her attention is going to be difficult, unless you manage, you know. Right.
Lost Fire Dragon actually said something that's actually nice to talk about, is if like she is now having a helmet, if she is taking her helmet off, does she have short or long hair? Is she like the kind where, okay, I'm gonna get practical, I will take it short because then it doesn't get in the way?
She's practical,
or is she more
short.
like, yeah, you can also go to the other side, I don't care what my hair looks like, I'm just gonna like grow it and not doing anything of it, and then it's getting long, but like two sides of it. But indeed, for this side that we have, I think I go for short as well. It's just more practical.
As for Gift of Gabby, I just gave you a little bit of a in the Your Art channel where you can post and share your lovely art with all other people. You should be able to post in there, I believe. If not, I'll be looking at it after the sesh.
And if you like to get feedback, or if you don't like to get feedback, always mention that, because then people know how to respond, because we have a lot of artists also in the channel. They would love to give you feedback if you want to, but if you are not the type that likes feedback on a project that you're still working on, please mention that as well.
Yeah. Indeed, it's quite important. I'll be happy. Aye. No. Wait. Have that on another layer. I have that saved. As for the crown, there would be plenty of ideas that I could work on, but I do have something like Sauron in mind, like something so evil and sinister. But then with spikes, like more thorns, like spiky spike. Like a spiked halo that I would have to sit for and actually figure out perspective. That do be like that. Maybe these spikes on the back to be a little longer, elongated, like some fancy crown, and on the front short. If someone would attack her from behind, she'd just headbang them backward.
Yes.
Because she enjoys when she headbangs from the front, that would also be enjoyment, but the spikes are less long, they're still there, it's still gonna hurt. It will take longer for her to actually bash her head in, but then she'd be able to enjoy the view.
And that's also something that
she's
enjoying.
This lady is the fist of Bane, and she's into pain applied onto other people. My. Let's get this crown fitted. Something like this. It still needs a whole lot of work, but I'm getting the gist of it.
Yeah, we have a start, so that's really nice.
A solid start. And there's probably some decorations over here as well. Maybe some blood decoration that she's just, you know, these battle stripes that she's giving herself. Like, I just put blood of my enemy on my armor because I like decoration. Some blood over here on these chains, things that she's wearing.
Yeah, if she's gonna paint a skull on her wooden shield, yeah, she definitely like some blood decoration on there.
Yeah, I think she would, yeah. Maybe not everywhere. I'll have to think about this, like where to put what.
Oh, nice gift of Gabby that succeeded on like placing it in the chat.
Ooh.
Yeah, we are almost finished with like the stream, so we're gonna take a look.
Absolutely.
It's probably, if you're gonna do a Fae of art, like an Archfey, it will definitely be probably a little bit like more colorful than we're doing, but we are doing evil cultists.
At the moment, yes, this is evil cultists. Just to take a bit of a, because we're kind of running out of time, but I have a favor to ask. Gift of Gabby. Would you mind to that I copy paste your drawing and let's see, like, give a little bit of feedback and just adore your work and let other people enjoy them on this stream as well. If you're cool with that, of course. If not, let me know as well in chat. Then I'll take an extra 10 minutes for you. Right now I might enjoy my tea a little bit more.
Tea is always good.
Yes. Just gonna let people think about this. It's like we have a strong pose going on. There's definitely some high heels. On the high ground. And gift of Gabby, you're super cool with that. Super cook. Haha, neat. Going for it. I'm copying this. Turning Our Lady off. Bye bye. And hello, Winterfey. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love the colors, like the purple and the blues. That is real nice. Some good color combinations that are very strong. And yeah, I really love what you're going for, and I think you have a very unique art style. So I want to say that. And let me see.
But the first thing what I'm wondering, as like, because I am not specifically an artist, I'm just watching awesome people draw. Gift of Gabby, are you going out eventually with this art piece for a portrait, or do you want to do a full, like, body piece?
Like a bust, like a bust would be like heads.
Bust,
and shoulder, not necessarily arms, but people could use the arm part, and some people are not quite confident drawing hands. Neither am I. Sometimes I feel like, it's like scary.
Oh, hands.
Yeah, hands are a thing that you have to do so often that you just draw them by default. So that could be a thing. Good question. You haven't blended it at all. That doesn't matter. You don't have to blend. It really depends on the art style. I mean, you could go for line art, you could go for not even lines, and then yet still having an image that speaks books.
Okay, Gift of Gabby, you're gonna do a full body.
Full body. All right. So if you're thinking about full body, and you have to do that from bust, just gonna go and give you the sample right over here. I find that very difficult to go from bust to full body, if I'm being honest. Because I have to think, oh, where does this go, and does it match? So the first thing I do with a full body is getting the order of things, and I break it down in chunks. You just gotta draw your block figure if you have one of those. You start with and practice there. This. for drawing a male, it's usually the squares, being a whole lot of squares, and perhaps some triangles if they're super, like Super Saiyan. Like, are they angled from the side? Are they holding their arms? Are their arms beside their body? It's like all sort of things that we want to think about. If your pose is meant to be for, let's say, I just want to figure out clothing and I love to work on my character design because I want to see my character from the front or from a particular angle to showcase for a portfolio, then yes, and you hit the old drawing. It does indeed help. Good.
Yes.
Making the right steps. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of the time span that I have, and I still have 5 minutes left, I'm going to focus on a bust, if you don't mind. So, a bust would be the shoulders, head and shoulders. And for what I would suggest with a character, like, where's their face going at? And really practice their faces. And how do you practice a face? What I did is, what I learned from another artist, is a piece of paper. Like you might think like, oh, what do you mean? Well, I literally grab a piece of paper from my desk and I fold it and I hold it from different kind of angles to it myself. And I have a piece of paper right over here, and like I have that one going this way. And from a piece of paper, I can actually make an estimate of where does what goes. Like the eyes is how do you look and what kind of angle are you drawing at? And then it makes things so much easier if you have this piece of paper. It's such a good tool and so easy. So as for you, Gabby, my gift to you would be, gift of Gabby 1, start practicing with a sheet of paper. And as I'm doing this, I'm having a lot of fun at the same time. Like, where does the sheet of paper go? Where do the shadow parts go? And, you know, and if you're really uncertain about where the nose goes, you can even stack up a paper nose that will come and fold along with it. And it doesn't have to be difficult. The nose that you would stack upon your piece of paper would be a triangle. A folded triangle goes this way. And you stick it up with some tape. And that's it. And her arms in front of her. Oh, that's cute. That's a real cute pose over there that I'm hearing. So she's the Queen of Borealis, like a Aurora Borealis, if I'm pronouncing that correct. And that's nice. That's real cool. So yeah. And those are some of the tricks that I apply to get into the game as well. Like, where does what go until you get a natural flow. And it helps so much. Helps estimate like where do things go and where do I want ears, and I see that her ears are a bit down fallen instead of the pointy that go upward. So that would be both sides. That would be nice to see over here because it's a side portfolio over there. And I love her hair. Just gonna say it's gonna be so fluffy. I'm just gonna move this one right over here. Just doing a little bit of fan art, if you don't mind me, because I adore the drawing. And I adore that you decide to go for this particular color scheme. I love it. I'm just cleaning some colors. It is extra
I
fluff.
actually like that we, what you're doing right now, it is going to be like a fan art of the same. You have sometimes those challenges on like Instagram and that they say like, oh, draw this in your own style. And they get such creative ideas of it, which could help like the first artists who get the challenge out, like to improve their art, because they, oh, I didn't thought about like this character having this or this, and then.
Oh, I think the hair is so flowy. It's how I imagine them to be, and I love the color of her lips. That's so nice. I mean, and they have such a wandering stare to them, as if what is beyond there, what's going on, what's out there. So. Yeah, it really, it's alluring. I love it. I'm gonna snack up a little bit more of those colors. Another lovely little tip that I'm gonna give you is you have a lovely color schedule scheme over there. Pin it down to like 3 of those colors and then blend, if you can, if you have the possibility within your program to do this. And sometimes use a little bit of purple on your pale blue skin. Nothing too much, just for some shades and shadows. And I know you can get there. I mean, you're still working on this piece. You're still busy. This is a sketch, I believe, that you mentioned. And I'm already loving it. Like, she has such a lovely stare to her.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the eye color.
For me, for my advice, I have done a little bit of drawing, and the most mistake that I did, which could improve a lot of art, is that, and I see it in your art as well, is when I did this kind of art, I also drew only one ear. And now I see it in Sansji's art. Like, the moment you draw the second one, it's not always working. But it could help to, like, little bit step up your art piece. I got this advice from, I have seen him in the chat today, I believe, or it was all in the beginning. Because I get credit, he's getting credit for this. Oh, Blizzard Fox. He gave me that advice because I was drawing, like, art, and I did it from, like, 3/4 perspective. And I did, like, one ear on one side. And then he said, like, where's the other ear? Like, especially if you're drawing like elves with longer ears, there should be at least a little piece visible. And sometimes that really improves if you are including it. So I would advise you just play around with it. Maybe it doesn't work for your art piece, but maybe it does. So that would be my last tip for today.
Yeah, I'm going to into minor details. Yeah, sketch from afar and get that drawing done from afar before you're starting up close. I'm just beckoning the eyes out a little bit. I want her to have that beautiful smile that you have going on. And she has a very petite, sharp chin. And I'm going to use some stronger colors over here to get that smile. I'm not misplacing anything. And then you can always outline some of the colors. But yeah, I do love this this entire art piece. I'm adoring it so much. Thank you for sharing this with us. So nice. You have some decoration going on right over here with some darker colors. When you get down to shading, when you get to that part, there's another tip that I would love to give you, because I think it's going to work so good for your character. I think you have a color wheel as well, or you do not in this program. That doesn't... Yeah, it kind of does matter a little bit, but I believe you can install it for Krita. I believe they do have a color wheel like you have over here in Clip Studio Paint. I have this color over here that's blue, magnificent. I'm going to the polar opposite. And either I'm going to use that for lightning or drastic shading. And then preferably draw it down a little bit to make that darker. And again, I have purple right over here, it's green. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it has magnificent results. And sometimes in terms of fake characters, maybe like I wouldn't know how to call this, but a certain glance that falls over their hair, making it like enchanting. I think a particular type of bird has the same kind of shiny on it. I'm gonna call it shiny. Whoop. Extra layer for this one. Just always look at your layer or draw a layer on top of it, and then make sure it's a clipped layer. Go to your brush if you want something that's more brush type. And I'm using my multiply for a darker tool. Again, blue, going for the darkest colors right up there. And for the shiny part, moving that one on top, like a sublight or an overlay. I want to go for something that is, because it's blue, leaning a little bit toward the green. So what I want right now, I think, oop, maybe it's like a glow. That's more like it. You have this glow going through the hair, and that'll do wonders because it really sparks out like that. Got it on the wrong point over here. We do want the shadows. So yeah, and that's how I usually get to go about my things. Shades and shadows, just to spark in a little bit of life. And because you love I love the purple a lot in the drawing as well. You can liven up your drawing with some purple light points. I would merge those layers and either go for a blending brush. Rita has a blending brush too, I believe. I'll do some lovely blending here, there. I continue to puzzle on, but that would be my tactic. Do what is most comfortable for you and pick out the colors that you think are most fitting. These are just some of the tips that I could figure out from the top of my head, and I hope they help you on your path to art. And yeah, you're welcome. You just got an art tablet. Ooh, nice. Continue to practice. I am pretty sure you'll get where you want. And when I started with my first tablet, I have to admit they were almost stick figures, so you got way ahead of me. So yeah, like dreams and sleep, snowy and ice and winter. Nice. It's nice. So if you have a bit of a wintry touch to them, then I would definitely stick to a colder schedule, and I forget about the warm tones, so erase that kind of tip over there. Then we're just going to go for a brush grab and focus on the colder blue colors and the blue tones, and perhaps some green here there for a shade, but that would be that. And have some turquoise mixture for the light part. Yeah, so really the colors can do a lot with your drawing, a lot for where you want to go toward. Also, don't be afraid to use some of the skin colors on your hair, because there's some bounce light that will be happening. And just play around with the brushes that you have in Krita. I'm pretty sure there's some good brushes in there to just fiddle around with and see which one works best. So yeah. Having a very calm expression over here, that's what I really love about the character that you drew, and having the ears down instead of up. Like we see a lot of elves having the ears straight up, or maybe a little bit going a little bit more to the side, but you rarely see the elves that have the ears really downward like this, and I like it for a change. It's looking good.
Yeah, and it's giving this calm feel. Actually, I think it really works with like the themes that you want to have it with your queen, like the dream, sleep.
It works very well.
And winter.
If you want to have the dreams involved, make sure that the hair is lovely and flowy, like it could be flowing around, like so. And if you really want to go for the winter touch, I would, instead of having the borders right over there, I would grab fur. Maybe it's Faux fur, or something like a whole lot of floof made from wool. That could be a thing. That really gives the wintry flow. And yes, it's working on a couple of stereotypes.
With the fluffy of dreams.
That too. So keep those things in mind. And are you planning on adding embroidery to the purple that's blue? Aha! That's amazing. That's such a nice idea. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna end the show.
Really works.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go end it right over here. We have our lady, a sketch of Our Lady as well. To be continued. Dum dum dum. I might take a couple of streams for this one. I really like it.
Yes, giving her a little bit more detail, that would also be nice.
Yes, indeed. You inspire me. Gift of Gabby, thank you. It's so nice. Yeah, ours also, remember folks, takes a lot of time. You're not going to be done within the hour. You're not going to be done within 2 hours. Sometimes it takes up to weeks, months of hard work.
Yes.
And yes, you can use the art generator to work on this. But yeah, continue to puzzle on, and also remember it's done when you say your art piece is done. Whether it may be a sketch or it could be something rendered and detailed, it's entirely up to you. Sometimes I call my sketches done as well because I don't want to work on them anymore and I think they're good enough. That's gotta be the thing.
Yeah.
And you're welcome, Gift of Gabby. Alright, see you folks around and see ya next time. Probably next Monday.
Yes. See ya. Woo.
Bye!